All right, so we're taking a deep dive into healthy eating today,
Love it.
and you've given me some really good stuff to dig into.
Yeah.
We've got the UK's National Health Service.
Okay.
We've got Healthline.
Uh-huh.
We've got the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada.
Wow. A global perspective.
I like it. I like it. We're going worldwide with this.
Yeah.
But before we get into the really, interesting stuff, I noticed that all three of these sources were pretty much in agreement on the big rocks of healthy eating.
The foundation.
Yeah.
The non-negotiables.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
getting enough fruits and veggies is like the number one thing that everybody says,
That's
right?
really the cornerstone, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
And the NHS, they have this campaign called 5 a day.
Okay, yeah.
5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day.
I love that. And you know what I love about that, too, is that
Well.
it makes it very doable.
Yeah.
Like, you could break that down.
Totally.
You know, it doesn't have to be all at once.
Right.
It can be throughout your day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were also all big on choosing whole grains over refined grains.
Oh, of course.
But this is going to sound weird, but I did not know that popcorn was a whole grain.
Oh, it's funny you should say that because people are always surprised by that.
Really?
They are, yeah.
I had no idea.
Air-popped popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. A whole grain.
Okay.
And a really good source of fiber.
Huh.
But it's all the butter and the salt and all the things that we add to it
Right.
that make it not so healthy.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
air pop, good. Like the stuff at the movies, bad.
Pretty much.
Got it. Okay, and then last sort of big picture thing that everybody was in agreement on was dishing highly processed foods.
Yes.
This one was kind of alarming to me, actually.
And what is it that you found alarming about it?
Well, I mean, I know that like processed foods are bad,
Uh-huh.
but the statistic from the Heart and Stroke Foundation
Yeah,
that they make up almost half of Canadians' diets,
I know.
that to me was like, whoa.
Yeah. It's a little scary, isn't
It
it?
is kind of scary.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to, the busy lives that we lead,
Right.
the convenience,
Yeah.
the availability.
Totally.
But it's definitely something to be mindful of
Yeah.
because it can have a big impact on our health.
So what is it about those foods that makes them so, like, I guess, detrimental to our health goals?
Well, I mean, first of all, they're often packed with, unhealthy fats,
Right.
added sugars,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of other ingredients that most of us can't even pronounce.
Right. It's like a science experiment.
It's true. And so, when we eat a lot of these processed foods, it can really send our blood sugar on a roller coaster ride.
Oh, really?
It can lead to inflammation throughout the body,
Okay.
and it can even increase the risk of chronic diseases down the road.
So really not our friends.
Not really, no.
Got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got eat more fruits and veggies,
Yes.
choose whole grains over refined grains,
Uh-huh.
and ditch the processed foods.
Yeah,
That seems to be like the foundation here.
absolutely.
So what is it about these like basic things that makes them so important?
Well, when you think about it, these whole unprocessed foods, they're really like nutritional powerhouses.
Okay.
They're packed with the essential vitamins and minerals
Yeah.
and fiber that our bodies need.
Fiber. Everyone's talking about fiber.
I know, right?
What's so great about fiber?
Well, think of fiber as like the unsung hero
Okay.
of your digestive system.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so not only does it keep things moving smoothly, shall we say,
Yeah.
but it also acts like a sponge,
Okay.
absorbing water
Yeah.
and helping you feel fuller for longer.
So that's why it's good for weight management.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So fiber's our friend.
Fiber's our friend.
Okay, so we got the fiber thing down.
Yes.
But these sources were also really big on certain like types of foods that we should be eating.
Absolutely.
And oily fish seem to be at the top of the list.
It's true. Oily fish is having a moment.
Yeah, the NHS was like 2 thumbs up for oily fish at least twice a week.
At least twice a week.
What is it about oily fish that's so special?
Well, it's all about those omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh, yeah, we always hear about those.
Right. And we know they're good for our heart.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is what they're doing in our brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, omega-3s, they're like the VIPs of brain cell communication.
Okay.
They're really important for memory,
Uh-huh.
focus, even mood.
Wow, so it's like brain food.
Really is brain food.
I like it. All right, what else?
So this next one might seem a little strange at first,
Okay.
but Healthline recommends eating your greens first at mealtime.
Greens first. Interesting.
Yeah, so before you dig into anything else on your plate,
Uh-huh.
have your salad.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have your veggies.
Why is that?
Well, remember how we talked about fiber
Yeah.
and how it helps slow down the absorption of sugar?
Right.
So when you eat your greens first,
Mhm.
it's like giving your body a head start on processing the meal.
Oh, that's interesting.
It helps prevent those energy crashes later on,
Yeah.
and it keeps your blood sugar levels nice and stable.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there's even some evidence that eating greens first might make you feel fuller,
Really?
which could be helpful for weight management.
Okay, greens first. Got it. All right, give me one more good one.
Okay, so we talked about how fiber helps you feel full,
Right.
but those hormones that signal fullness to your brain,
Mm-hmm.
they can be a little slow on the uptake.
What do you mean?
It takes some time for them to let your brain know that you've had enough food.
So you might actually be full before your brain realizes it.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
But there's a really simple way to kind of outsmart those hormones.
Okay.
Smaller plates.
So more plates. Really?
I know it sounds strange,
Yeah.
but our brains, they judge portion sizes based on the plate they're on.
Oh, that's so weird.
It's true.
Okay.
So if you use a smaller plate,
yeah.
your brain sees a full plate and thinks,
Kind of good.
exactly,
Okay.
even if the actual portion size is smaller.
That's wild. It's like tricking your brain.
It is a bit like tricking your brain.
I like it. Smaller plates, huh?
I don't know.
That's kind of brilliant.
Right.
I'm all about tricking my brain into eating less.
It's a good trick to have in your back pocket.
Okay, so we've covered so much good stuff today.
We have.
But like, knowing is only half the battle, right? It's true.
Like, how do we actually make these changes stick?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So did our sources have any, like, practical advice?
They did, actually. The Heart and Stroke Foundation was really big on meal planning.
Meal planning. I've heard that before.
Yeah, and I know it can feel a little daunting,
It does.
but it doesn't have to be this big, elaborate thing.
Okay, good.
Remember they mentioned meatless Mondays?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great example of a simple meal planning strategy.
Just one day a week.
Exactly.
Why
It's
not?
not overwhelming.
You could probably handle that.
Exactly. And it encourages you to try new things.
I like that. And speaking of trying new things, Healthline had this suggestion about trying one new healthy recipe each week.
Oh, that's a fun one.
I thought so too.
It's like a little culinary adventure.
And you never know. You might discover a new favorite.
That's true. Okay, so we've got meal planning, we've got recipe experimenting. Anything else?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway here
Yeah,
is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to healthy eating.
that's fair.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
So it's really about finding what's sustainable for you.
Finding your groove.
Exactly. What feels good, what you can stick with long term.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
This has been so insightful. I've learned so much,
Me too.
and I'm feeling really motivated to make some changes.
That's what we like to hear.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Anytime.
And to all of you listening out there, happy and healthy eating.